Food isn't just fuel, darling. It's history, revolution, and pure joy all on one plate. Some dishes didn't just feed people. They literally changed the course of human civilization. From a humble street snack that sparked a global obsession to a royal recipe that accidentally united nations, these are the 10 dishes that changed how the entire world eats. And trust me, number 1 is going to blow your mind. Before pizza conquered the world, it was considered poor people's food, a cheap flatbread sold on the streets of Naples to people who couldn't afford plates. Then, in 1889, a pizzaiolo made one topped with tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil in the colors of the Italian flag for Queen Margherita, and she absolutely lost her mind over it. That one royal meal turned street food into a global empire. Today, 3 billion pizzas are eaten every single year, all because a queen had good taste. Here's something that will stop you mid-bite. Curry is not actually an Indian word. It was invented by British colonists who couldn't pronounce the Tamil word curry. But what they took back to Britain became the most ordered takeaway dish in the entire country. Indian spice traders literally built the global economy. Wars were fought, empires were built, and Christopher Columbus accidentally discovered America, all because Europeans were desperately searching for the spices that make curry taste like heaven. The Mayans and Aztecs didn't eat chocolate, they drank it. A bitter, spicy, frothy liquid they called the food of the gods and used as currency. When Spanish conquistadors brought it back to Europe in the 1500s, someone added sugar, and the world was never the same again. Today, chocolate is a $130 billion industry, and it all started with a bitter drink that ancient civilizations literally used to pay their bills. Without bread, there is no civilization, and that is not an exaggeration. Ancient Egyptians discovered fermentation by accident around 3000 BC when wild yeast got into their grain mixture and made it rise. That fluffy miracle became the foundation of every major civilization on Earth. Bread was used as currency, offered to gods, and fed armies that built empires. Every sandwich, every toast, every croissant you have ever loved exists because of one happy Egyptian accident. Italy is going to be furious, but noodles were invented in China 4,000 years ago. The world's oldest noodles were discovered in an archaeological dig, perfectly preserved in a bowl, dating back to 2000 BC. Chinese traders carried noodle-making techniques across the Silk Road, through the Middle East, and eventually into Italy, where they became pasta and took over Western cuisine entirely. One Chinese invention accidentally gave the world spaghetti, ramen, pad thai, and fi'io. You're welcome, everyone! The humble potato saved Europe. Brought from Peru to Spain in the 1500s, it was initially rejected. Europeans thought it was poisonous. But when famine hit, people got over it fast. The potato could grow anywhere, fed entire populations through brutal winters, and fueled the population explosion that powered the Industrial Revolution. Ireland became so dependent on it that when potato blight struck in 1845, 1 million people died and 2 million fled, many of them to America. The entire course of Western history changed because of a vegetable from the Andes. Before refrigeration, salt was the only thing standing between humanity and starvation. It was so valuable that Roman soldiers were literally paid in it, which is where the word salary comes from. Salt trade routes built cities, funded wars, and created the first global economy. Gandhi's 1930 Salt March against British taxation sparked Indian independence. The entire arc of human civilization was seasoned, quite literally, by this one simple mineral sitting in a shaker on your table right now. A goat herder in Ethiopia noticed his goats were impossibly energetic after eating certain berries, and that accidental discovery gave the world coffee. Arab traders spread it across the Middle East, where coffee houses became the world's first social networks, places where news, politics, and revolution were discussed over a cup. When coffee hit Europe in the 1600s, it replaced beer as the morning drink of choice, and for the first time in history, people started showing up to work actually awake. The Age of Enlightenment, the scientific revolution, and the stock market were all essentially powered by coffee. Black pepper was once worth more than gold. Cinnamon was guarded by armies. Nutmeg caused wars. The European obsession with Asian spices in the 1400s drove every major superpower to fund dangerous ocean expeditions, which accidentally resulted in the discovery of the Americas, the circumnavigation of the globe, and the entire colonial era. Every map you have ever seen of the modern world exists because Europeans desperately wanted to make their food taste better. Spices didn't just change how the world eats, they literally drew the map of the modern world. Everything you love, Wine, beer, cheese, bread, chocolate, coffee, yogurt, soy sauce, kimchi, vinegar exists because of one magical, microscopic process that humans discovered completely by accident 10,000 years ago. Fermentation didn't just preserve food, it created flavor, nutrition, and intoxication all at once. It built religions, fueled celebrations, and kept armies alive. Without fermentation, there is no civilization, no culture, and honestly, no reason to travel. It is the single most world-changing culinary discovery in human history. And the best part? It's still happening right now in every kitchen, every vineyard, and every street food stall on Earth, which is exactly where Passport and Plate will take you next. And that's our top 10 dishes that changed how the world eats. Which one surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. And if your stomach is growling right now, don't worry, so is mine. Subscribe to Passport and Plate for a new top 10 every single week. Because, darling, the world is your table.